Hey everyone, before we begin, I'd like to point out that this build is going to consist of the 4 Kaijus I used in my previous combo video that did utilize the Kaijus to use on your opponent's side of the field, no, to give to your opponent's side of the field while Ballistica is on the field, etc, etc. If you want to see the video, it's not far from this one, so other than that, hope you all enjoy. Oh, also, the Kaijus probably make the deck a little more inconsistent, so if you want to make little changes, by all means, go for it. For the monsters, we run 3 Wyvern just to get that Ancient Gear card search. Obviously, it can't search itself, and when you activate this effect, you cannot set cards the turn you activate it, and if Wyvern happen to attack, your opponent's monsters cannot activate their effect until the end of the damage step. A potential search for via Wyvern is Ancient Gear Box. If this card is added from the deck or grave to the hand except by drawing it, you can add from your deck to your hand 1 Earth Machine type monster with 500 attack and or defense from your deck to your hand except itself. You can only use this effective box once per turn. And I guess the really only option we can search is Gear Frame. Hopefully you could all read that. You can discard 1 card to add an Ancient Gear Golem or spell a trap that specifically lists Ancient Gear Golem in its text from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Frame once per turn, and if this card attacks, your opponent cannot activate spell or traps until the end of the damage step. And if this face-up card is sent in its owner's control. Oh my goodness, sorry. I just realized how small the text is. If this face-up card in its owner's control leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can special summon up to 3 Ancient Gear Golems and or Ultimate Pounds from your hand, ignoring their summoning conditions. But we mainly use it to thin out the deck with Box, hopefully utilizing our Hunting Hound for the bigger fusion plays, etc, whatever you could think of. For the bosses, 2 Reactive Dragon, 2 Ultimate Pound. Oh yeah, forgot to mention. Alright, sorry. Ancient Gear Box also actually helps Ultimate Pound because Ultimate Pound's second effect being up to twice per turn. When this attacking monster destroys a monster by battle, you can discard a machine, basically the whole deck in this case, and this card cannot attack again in a row, basically doing that up to this card's limit. So really, when it comes to the box, the ideas of what you could do and utilize it in multiple plays is pretty fun with the deck. And if this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can add a polymerization from your deck to your hand, and if you do, add 1 other Ancient Gear monster from your grave to your hand, but we don't do that. 1 Golem, just to really be a name. 3 Hunting Hound for the fusion summons. 1 True King, can't pronounce that, the Disaster. If this card, oh, I can't read it again, sorry. If this card's in your hand, you can destroy 2 monsters in your hand and or face up on the field, that including an Earth monster. And if you do, special summon this card as you do that, and both destroyed monsters were Earth. You can also locate your opponent's extra deck, and if you do, banish up to 3 monsters with different names from their extra deck. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, if this card is destroyed by card effect, you can special summon a non-Earth worm from your grave, but we don't do that, we just use it for the banishing effect. For the Kaijus, their effects don't matter, just as long as you have some kind of removal on your opponent's side. So, come on. But the reason why I personally chose, get over here, the Star Destroying Kaiju is, theoretically, if you have it on your side of the field and your opponent has, say, Mad Flame Kaiju, put you there, and you activated the effect of Ballistica, that being, where is it? You can target a face-up spot you control and a face-up monster your opponent controls. Destroy that card you control, and the monster your opponent controls attack and defense become 0. So in some sense, you could run over your own kaiju with your star destroying kaiju, but if you had limited removal, additionally, you could hit your opponent for 6600 attack. So yeah, that's a fun tip. For the spells, we run 3 Gear Town, mainly to pop it with our catapult to utilize its special summon effect, that being when it is destroyed and sent to the grave, you can special summon an Ancient Gear monster from your hand, deck, or grave. Terraform just at the end of the deck and get Gear Town as fast as possible. We also do run the link. We also do have the Link Monster Ballistica for that, but terraforming is just in there to get it a little faster. 3 Gear Catapult, just to pop the Gear Town. While you control no monsters, you can target a face-up card you control, destroy it if you do special summon an Ancient Gear monster from your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. Or if this card is in the grave, you can banish it, banish it, destroy a face-up card you control. And you do special summon an Ancient Gear token to your side of the field, but you can only use each effect to catapult once per turn and only that turn. Next up, 2 Fortress. During the turn they are normal summoned to special summon, your opponent cannot target Ancient Gear monsters you control with card effects, and they cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation of an Ancient Gear cards and effects. And if this card is destroyed in the spell and trap zone and sent to the grave, also you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn, except Ancient Gear monsters. You can special summon 1 Ancient Gear monster from your hand or grave. I just realized I got those texts backwards, but hopefully you get the point. And 2, love this reprint, Ancient Gear Fusion. Fusion summon an Ancient Gear monster. Ancient Gear Fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as material. But if you control Ancient Gear Golem or Ultimate Pound Ancient Gear Golem, again backwards but still the same, you control as fusion material, you can also use monsters from your deck, basically sending materials from your deck to your grave as long as they meet the requirements. 1 Overload Fusion, assuming we do get more requirements in our grave. For our, if I could find it, Ancient Gear Giant, Chaos Engine Gear Giant Overload Fusion play, assuming we have enough Ancient Gear monsters in our grave to go for that second fusion summon. Instant Fusion, just for the fun of it. And a personal, well, I guess in a sense I am stealing the idea. 2 Perform a I can't pronounce that. Oh, Popper Up, sorry. Send up to 3 cards from your hand to the grave. Unfortunately, you can't choose 1 through 3. You basically have to, if you have 3 or more, you gotta send 3. Yeah, I learned that the hard way. Draw that many cards. Then special summon up to that many monsters from your hand with different names that are Perform a Pal monsters, Magician Pendulum monsters, and or Odd Eyes monsters. Obviously, that's not gonna work in this deck. We basically just use it to fill up our grave with cards we need and get that additional draw, hopefully OTKing our opponent before the end phase, because if I could read this here, if you do not special summon by this effect, you lose 1,000 life points for each card in your hand. So it is a bit of a gamble, but the cost could very well be rewarding. 2 Limited Removal, obviously just to double the attack of all machines we control, and during the end phase they are destroyed. 2 Twin Twisters, just to deal with your opponent's annoying back row and to hopefully set up our grave for, say, Catapult. And 1 Monster Reborn, wrapping up these spells. For the monsters of the extra deck, I'm gonna go a little fast here. We run 2 Ancient Gear Howitzers, 1 Megaton Golem, hope you have time to read these, 1 Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem, 1 Chaos Ancient Gear Giant, 1 Restrict for the instant fusion target, or 1 Paracycloid just to attack your opponent directly with, and you could also get it out with the instant fusion. 1 Heavy Armored Train Iron Wolf, basically detach, target a machine we control. It can attack our opponent directly, but other monsters we control cannot attack that turn except that targeted monster. 1 number 27, just to go into Gustav Max. You could also go for any other rank 10 machine, but Gustav Max is a personal favorite, so it's in the deck. 1 True King of Calamities. Mainly, to get into this, you need the 2 Reactor Dragons, but the option is just as nice. Oh, wait, and the True King of Disasters. Forgot about him. 2 Ballistica. I'm going to go over this one a little bit. 2 Earth Machines. Remember, 2 Earth Machines, therefore any other Earth Machine you can run in this deck. Quote unquote. Duskbots, perhaps. If this card is linked someone, add an Integrated Monster or Gear Town from your deck to your hand. You can target a face-up Spell and Trap you control. No, sorry. You can target a Spell and Trap you control and a face-up monster your opponent controls. Destroy that card you control. If you do, change that opponent's monster's attack and defense to 0 until the end of this turn. You can only use each effect of Ballistica once per turn. Underclock Taker, mainly because since we run Restrict, we can just steal our opponent's monster, link it away with another monster we control, or Underclock Taker. 2 effect monsters, worth it. And boss monster, or at least another boss monster of the deck, Boral Low Dragon. Obviously, you can run any other monster other than Boral Low Dragon, but this is personal preference. So yeah, Boral Low Dragon just had to make the cut. So yeah, that actually wraps it up for the extra deck and wraps it up for the entire video. So I hope you all enjoy. Comment what you thought down below, and see you all next time.